and then pass the class name, which is customer DTO dot class. Oh, okay, that's the problem. We were not able to do that here. We probably need an entire class to handle it. Okay, let's do this here. Okay, forget this. We have a static thing. Add it here itself. Process notations and tell him that you are adding customer DTO class. So, okay, why we are here? Okay. So now we are telling Extreme that please process annotations on this particular class. Means it will understand all the annotations used in this particular class. Okay. So let's run now. Now what? Now we'll see a customer. Okay. So now if you want to change something for the field, now you actually aliased your class name. But what about first name? I don't want first name to be first name. I just want first name as name and last name as last name. Okay. Then you can also use process annotation, or you can also use this extreme alias for fields. Okay. So now you are saying that for first name use alias name. Okay. So see the result now. So that is changed to name. Okay. So what if we have a customer and inside that you have an ID? Okay. So you have something like this. In customer, you need ID something here. Okay. So this is probably customer ID. Okay. So what is this? This is an attribute. Okay. So if you want to mention something as an attribute, how you want to pass it? So what you do is make sure you have that field in your class. That is most important. So let's create that. Private string ID. Okay. And now if I do that, let's take it as integer because we are passing ID as 1, 2, 3, 4 something like. If we do that, what will happen is if you run this code now, you get ID like this, but you don't want ID as an element. You want ID as a attribute, right? So what's the solution to that? Tell Extreme that use this as attribute. Okay. Now run it. Now see, where is ID? ID is right here. Okay. Now, if we have just a minute, people. One of the students still facing some problem. Let me see. If we want to set the value of ID, what needs to be done? Okay, sure, why not? We have to set value for the ID. What we will do is we'll generate getters and setters first thing. Okay. For Java, it's always getters and setters, right? So now you have customer instance. Now you are saying customer dot set ID, and now you will pass 1212 whatever we checked. And now if we execute this code, you will get ID here. Okay. But think about this. We are here converting object from XML. Okay. Later we will do reverse process as well. Okay. Now first analyze the situation. Let's say a customer has list of credit cards. Okay. One customer has multiple credit cards. He can swipe in. Okay. So what we have is a list. In that scenario we will have list, right? And let me take it as a string because credit card number is huge and it can have sometimes we can store the credit card information altogether. So let's make it a string and credit cards. Okay. Let's say our data set is created. Okay. And let me add some credit cards to this customer. So create a list string credit cards, new array list. You cannot instantiate list, right? You need some instance, some class credit cards dot add, and we'll add some credit card numbers. Okay. Now we're gonna convert that into XML. Let's see what we see now. Oh wait, I didn't add that. I have to add that in the customer object, right? So customer dot set credit cards, and now you can pass credit cards. Okay, and now let's see how our XML looks like. Okay, so our credit cards look like our credit cards string. Okay, so string instead of string, if you need to do something else, okay, there is a way to do that. Tell this guy as extreme implicit. Okay, and say atom field name as none. Okay, so it says like extreme implicit, field name is number. Now see what happens. Now two things happened here. First thing is we eliminated this credit card tag. Okay, we don't need that tag. We just need a number. So we eliminated a credit card, then number one, then number two. Instead of that, we added number. The extreme implicit do what? So first we will see the impact of extreme implicit. Then we will add item field name. Okay. So if you are saying that extreme implicit and this is the collection, then extreme removes a wrapper of that collection name. Okay. That wrapper of collection name is removed. Okay. You have string. Now if you want to rename that string object to something else, then what you will do is you will say that items in this particular loop or collection should be called as credit card number. It is also fine, totally fine for us. Now Java, see now credit card number. You have two credit card numbers joined in. Okay. Okay. So if certain field you don't want to populate at all, okay, if there is an integer field which is coming as 0 and you don't want to do, you don't want to populate that, okay, you can use extreme omit field. Okay, let's say private integer customer pin. So pin information, which is integer, customer has 4-digit pin probably. So what you don't want to pass that information to anybody. So use extreme omit field. Okay. And now run this. So even if it is integer, it's not populated here. Let's set some value in there. Let's set some value. Customer dot set customer pin 1234. Here customer pin information and that code. So even if you have that pin information there, it's not populated in XML because you omitted that field. Okay. But this is happening what? This is happening from object to XML. Let's do the reverse logic. Okay. Let's do the reverse logic. Okay, either we have to read that XML as a file or we have to hard code that XML somewhere, okay, to read it. So let's read that XML as a file, okay. Let me copy the code from previous batch, okay, for real quick. Okay, so what you are doing here, you are just reading a file. I just grab the code from your file reader text and now we will create a customer XML in our code, customer XML, and we will try to read it, and we will read it and we'll try to parse it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's create customer XML file first. So let me say this.